The sixth and final wife of King Henry VIII. This is the story of Queen Catherine Parr. If you're a fan of history, then don't forget to hit the follow and let me know in the comments what sort of content you want to see. Following the death of her third husband, King Henry VIII, in January of 1547, Catherine retired to the old manor in Chelsea, where she invited her young stepdaughter, the Lady Elizabeth, to come and live with her. At some point in early 1547, she also rekindled a relationship with the man she was truly in love with, Sir Thomas Seymour. And by the end of May, the couple had married in secret. Whilst Catherine loved Thomas, I highly doubt that Thomas loved Catherine. Before turning his eye to Catherine, Thomas had looked into the possibility of marrying either the Lady Mary or the Lady Elizabeth, sisters of his young nephew, King Edward VI, because apparently being the uncle of the new king just wasn't enough for him. Catherine's former stepdaughter, the Lady Mary, was outraged, and she even went so far as to write to her younger sister, the Lady Elizabeth, and demand that she come and live with her. Catherine's relationship with Mary would never be the same again. In early 1548, at the age of 35, Catherine became pregnant for the first time, or at least for the first time that we are aware of. 35 was late for a first pregnancy in the Tudor period, as often by this point many women had actually gone through menopause. During Catherine's pregnancy, her husband, Sir Thomas Seymour, made inappropriate advances on her young stepdaughter, the Lady Elizabeth. Based on testimony later provided by Kat Ashley, Catherine played a role in this inappropriate behaviour. For example, on one occasion, Catherine held Elizabeth down whilst Thomas shredded Elizabeth's dress to ribbons in front of their entire household. By May of 1548, the behaviour seems to have gone too far for Catherine. Most likely for Elizabeth's protection, she was sent away from Catherine's household to stay with Sir Anthony Denny. Whilst the couple continued to exchange letters, Elizabeth would never see her stepmother again. In June of 1548, Catherine and her household moved to Sudeley Castle, where she would go on to give birth to her only child, Mary Seymour, on the 30th of August 1548. Unfortunately, Catherine would die less than a week later on the 5th of September from what is believed to have been childbed fever. Catherine was buried on the 7th of September. Chief mourner at her funeral was none other than the ill-fated Lady Jane Grey. Catherine's funeral was the first Protestant funeral to take place in English. Catherine's husband, Sir Thomas Seymour, would be executed on the 20th of March 1549 for treason, and the last recorded mention of her daughter, Mary Seymour, was shortly before her second birthday. Unfortunately, it is very likely that Mary Seymour died at a young age. Over the centuries, Catherine's tomb has been reopened many times. The tomb was last opened in 1817 and last moved to its current location in 1861.